Hello YouTube, and welcome to another edition of Sonoran Reef. Okay, in today's video, as I'm getting to know more about you guys and you're learning a little bit more about me, I thought I would give you a tour of my 140-gallon reef tank. And this will just be an overview, but it's going to be an overview of the setup and some of my equipment. And here we go. Okay, so let's take a look at the setup here. As you can see, the tank is the focal point of our game room. You can see the pool table there. My wife and I have the standing canopy custom built, so they're a little bit taller than your average standing canopy. The stand itself is about 3 feet tall. The canopy is about 2 feet tall, and the aquarium there in the middle. We did this so that people playing pool could look eye level at the aquarium, as well as my wife and I are both very tall. She's 5'10", I'm over 6 foot, and we wanted to be able to look at the aquarium standing up. Although I do fight my wife for that chair because we both like sitting and watching the aquarium as well. Let's take a look at the benches over in the corner. Okay, so here we are. We have 3 benches. Each houses something a little bit different, and we got these off of Amazon. And when I put the new sump in, I needed some additional room for things like the auto top off. So let's take a look and see what we have in here. Okay, the lids are off of these things now, and we're going to take a look at each one. Let's take a look at the electronics first. In here we have the battery backup, and we have the drivers for the Radion lights. There's also an ED8 in here that controls everything in this area. There's also some additional room for future upgrades as they are coming. I just don't know when. Okay, in the second bench we have the auto top off. It's a 20-gallon long aquarium that we have to fill every single week. We average about 2 gallons a day of evaporation because of the open top of the aquarium, which we'll take a look at in a minute. We also have the dose reservoir there in the corner for calcium and alkalinity. In the third bench here we have the additives for the dose as well as the magnesium and the clean filter socks. The dirty socks go out in the garage until I wash them. And we have some kids games because life's all about negotiation, and we had to put those somewhere. So there you go. Okay, here we have the top of the aquarium. Again, I said this is about 2 feet tall, and originally it was a little bit shorter, but as we got all of this equipment you can see here, we had to make it a little bit taller. Now I have these acrylic extensions, and I wanted to keep the top of the tank open, so I tried to come up with an idea of how I could do that and prevent fish from jumping out, and this is what I came up with. They're about 6 inches tall. As you can see, they have a clear back, so I can still see what's going on with the equipment there behind the tank. The front and sides are 1/4-inch block acrylic, so it's very sturdy. I have gussets in all of the corners, and this allows for a lot of evaporation in the tank and also protects the wood of the canopy from splash ups. Here you can see that in the overflow at the 1-year cleaning of this aquarium, I found a ton of algae growing down there. So these just cover it and protect it, keep it dark so that algae can't grow in that overflow area. That's about it for this. Here they are taken off the tank if you want to kind of take a closer look and see how those are made. Okay, so here's all that equipment that is for controlling the tank. Again, I'm over 6 feet tall, so I didn't want to have to dig down in the stand to control everything, so that's why I mounted everything above the tank. It's on a backer board with the wiring going behind the backer. Now here you can see the skims controller for my skims skimmer. Next to that you can see the par meter from the Apex. That's the coil loop to the left. Below it you can see the apex, the salinity probe, and the leak detection probe. Next to that you can see the two MP40s for the left side of the aquarium. And now we'll take a look at everything again and kind of go over to the right side of the control board. Okay, so going across the top, you can see that I have the 4 MP40 controllers for the tank, and then dead center is the controller for the M1 return pump. I'm an Ecotech fan, as you can tell. Now over here I have a Netgear wireless adapter. It's the one that Apex recommends. Now it's going into a switch. You may ask yourself, well, why is it going into a switch? Well, one goes to the Apex controlling this aquarium, and the other goes to the Apex controlling that quarantine tank. That quarantine tank's new. I got it off of a Facebook forum, and I got that just to run the quarantine. And that'll be a forever thing now. You'll get more of an update on that in a later episode. But you can see there's my desk where I do the editing and keep an eye on the aquarium from time to time. So that's the complete setup, or at least an overview. Well, thank you for spending a little bit of your day with me as I kind of gave you a tour of my aquarium and where it currently sits. Again, this was more just to let you know how my setup is. I'd love to learn more about your setups. If you have a question about my setup or you like this video, please go ahead and click that like button. And if you like my videos and you'd like to see more of them, try to do an update every week. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you'll know as soon as I upload something to the channel. Again, I appreciate all the comments. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you on the next edition of Sonoran Reef.